Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Solo Gamers Club. This is Keith, and tonight we're going to continue with our playthrough of Alone in the Shadows of Brimstone. Our heroes have found the second clue, and they've located the beasts in their lair. At this point, our depth and darkness levels are at 7. For this combat, we're going to be facing a total of 12 void spiders and 6 stranglers. The void spiders will have power of the void, and that's going to give them a +1 to combat unless we can somehow cancel that. Same will go for the stranglers. They're going to be getting demonic force, giving them a +1 to combat. We'll take a look at the void spiders. They're going to have an initiative of 6. They're small. Movement of 8. Escape of 4. Their 2-hit will be 4+. Combat will be 3 in this case because of the power of the void. 2 damage, no defense, with 3 health. Our stranglers are going to be a medium size. Initiative of 4. They have a special ability, Ensnare. Strangler 2-hit rolls of 6+ count as 3 hits each. They have a movement of 6, escape of 6+, melee 2-hit of 3+, 4 combat, which is going to be raised to 5 because of demonic force, damage of 1, 2 defense with 3 health. Our posse is undamaged with wound damage, but we are starting to build up some sanity damage, and unfortunately I've exhausted all of my whiskey. So I'm going to have to hope that we don't get any depth events that are going to cause us sanity damage. None of the opponents that we're going to be facing will cause us any sanity damage, which is great. This is a look at the initiative track. We're going to be starting out with void spiders. I almost made a mistake. I had the void spiders and stranglers inverted. Void spiders have an initiative of 6. That'll be followed by the gunslinger. Then our samurai, the stranglers, and finally Sister Hale. So we're going to begin by holding back the darkness. We need an 8+. And we've rolled a 6. So that means that the darkness is going to increase, and that's up to 8 now, and that means we have to take and resolve a darkness card. And we've drawn the darkness card, Fueled by Darkstone. Darkness boost mutant. All mutant enemies are +1 initiative and +2 damage with their attacks. All enemies on the next threat card drawn gain the keyword mutant. Remains in play. Well, fortunately, none of the enemies that we're facing have the mutant keyword, so that is great. So that completes our Hold Back the Darkness segment, and we will activate in order, beginning with the void spiders. Right now, the void spiders, each one of them is targeting one of the characters. Now, they're going to move to the best of their ability. So I guess this spider here is going to move 1, 2, and then we'll have to decide which of the 2 he can reach will be his target. All right, he's able to reach 2 of the characters, so we're going to shuffle these discs up and draw one, and then it will be his target. He'll take this one. It's going to be the Wandering Samurai. So she's going to have 2 spiders going after her. One will be targeting Sister Hale. Now we're going to move the remainder of the void spiders as far as they can move. And that looks to be as far as they're going to be able to get. Very cluttered room. All right, now the void spiders are going to launch their attacks. And we've got Hana Okabe is going to be undergoing 2 spider attacks. We can roll those combined. There won't be any difference in that. So they have a combat level of 2, but it's modified to a 3 because of power of the void. So they'll be rolling 6 attack dice. And we'll see. They're going to hit on a 4+. Okay, here is the roll. And they've managed to get 2 hits. 2 hits will be applied to Hana Okabe. We'll see if she can defend those. Now, she has a defense of 3+. She's defended both, so she's going to take no wounds from that attack. That is great. We'll move on to the attack on Sister Hale. 1 Void Spider attacking with 3 combat dice. 4+ is the target number. And it has done 2 hits to her. She is going to attempt to defend those. She has a defense of 5+. She's defended neither of them, so both are going to go through. That's going to have her take 4 damage. So we'll mark Sister Hale with 4 wounds. All right. That's going to complete the attacks and movement of the Void Spiders. We'll move on to our next in line, which is going to be Silas Barrow. He is going to roll for movement. He rolls a 1, so that is going to award him a grit token, which is great. We can use that. Okay, he's going to move forward 1 space. And then he is going to attack with his pistol. He is going to use his special ability, Pistol Fanning. Once per turn, use a grit to double the number of shots you get with a single-handed weapon for 1 attack. He will do that. So he is going to spend his grit, and he will open up with 4 shots, double his normal pistol. He hits on a 3+. His pistol has a range of 6. And he's done 3 hits. All right, 3 hits. And I think he'll start with 1, 2, 3, 4. He will attack that spider. And he's going to do a total damage of D6 minus their defense. They have none. So all they have is their 3 health. Here's the roll. He's rolled a 2, so 2 damage will be applied to that spider. And we'll place 2 wounds on that spider. All right, his next hit is going to be applied to, I guess, this spider here. And he will do D6 damage. He rolls a 3, and that's sufficient to kill the spider. So he'll kill that, gaining 10 XP. He has 1 hit left, and I think he's going to try to take out that other spider that he wounded. So he will roll a D6 for damage. He rolls a 4, plus the 2 it has is more than enough, and he will kill that spider for another 10 XP. All right, that is going to complete his activation, I believe. Yes. We will move on to our wandering samurai, Hana Okabe. She'll begin by rolling for movement. She rolls a 4. Now, she's currently not adjacent to an enemy, so she can move. And I think the best thing she could do is probably move right here. And now we have to decide if we want to use our Fury tokens. And I think we will. It's a good way to get rid of these creatures. So we're going to do that. She is going to use her Dancing Dragon ability. It allows her to spend 1 Fury token, and she can hop around after doing successful agility tests. So I think she will start by moving on top of that spider, spending a Fury token. Then she is going to make an agility roll. Now she is going to spend a potion. So she's going to make an agility roll. Her normal agility is 3, but because of the potion, she's going to get 5. So we need to get a 5+ Then she can continue with her dancing dragon. And she's done it. She's got a 6. So now that allows her to move to another target within 2 spaces and continue the procedure. So she's going to move 1, 2 onto that spider, placing a fury, and she'll try again. And that potion lasts for the rest of the turn. So she gets to roll a total of 5 dice. Okay, here's the roll. She's passed it. She's got a 5. She can continue with her hopping. And I think she's going to move over here. She'll place another fury token and continue with one more hop. She passed. She's going to make another move to another target within 2 spaces. And I think she will move to here, placing her last fury token. And then she's going to dismount. She'll move there. Now, each of the targets are going to take a total number equal to the total number of fury tokens without considering any defense. So each of these spiders are going to be taking 1, 2, 3, 4 damage. It's going to kill them. And I think before we do that, I'm going to have her dismount in this location. That will still allow her to use her katana during the turn. So each of the targets is going to take 4 damage. So that's going to kill 1, 2, 3, 4 spiders. It's going to earn her 40 XP. All right, now she is going to use her standard melee attack with her katana. She has an attack combat level of 2. So we'll have her roll 2 dice. She only has 1 target in that position, but that's fine. Okay, here's her attack roll. She has 1 hit, and she will do a d6 damage. It has no defense. Here's her roll. She's rolled a 4, and that is sufficient to kill the spider. She kills the spider, earning 10 XP, and since she killed it with a blade, she's also going to gain back 1 fury token. And that is outstanding. She's done a good job. All right, that is going to complete her activation. We'll move on now to the stranglers. Stranglers have a movement ability of 6. So they're definitely going to be attempting to target a couple of our characters. All right, all 3 characters are in range of that first strangler. So we're going to get our discs out and see who he's going to target. First one is going to target the gunslinger. So he's going to move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He'll target the gunslinger. Our next strangler has 2 targets. So we'll shuffle those up and see who he's going to target. He's going after the samurai. So he'll move 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we've got 3 left to go. So if this one can reach Sister Hale, he will. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Got 2 left, 3 left to go. And we'll see who the next target will be. This one can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So only the 2 models in the room will be able to be targetable. The gunslinger's out of range. So we'll shuffle these tokens up and see who the target will be. It's going to be Sister Hale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. So that means that this one is going to target Hana Okabe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we have 1 left. It's see, he can reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can reach both of them. So each of them have 2 targets. So we're going to reshuffle our 2 tokens up and see who he's going to be going after. And he's going to be targeting Sister Hale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. She's going to have to undergo 3 attacks. Our Gunslinger 1 and Hana Okabe 2. All right, now we're going to resolve the attacks. The first one will be an attack by a Strangler against Silas Barrow. It has a combat of 5 now with that demonic force, so it'll be rolling 5 dice for the attack. And it hits on a 3+. Okay, here we go. And it has done a total of 3 hits. One of them is an ensnare. All right. Well, let's see if he can block the 2 hits, at least. Well, he can actually block that because you can block any of those, really. The ensnare is the Strangler hit, 2 hit rolls of 6 count as 3 hits each. Whoa. So we'll see if we can block these. He has a defense of 5+, though. Okay, now what he's going to do, he has cigars, and we're going to try to use those if we need to. Here is the roll. He's defended 1 of them. All right, so we're going to have him defend the 6. He has 2 standard hits against him, and that's going to do 2 damage. Each of those do 1 damage each. So I guess, I don't know if I should waste a cigar yet. I think he'll just take the 2 wounds. That's not too bad. So we'll do that. Silas will take 2 wounds, 2 of 10. All right, that finishes the attack on Silas. Now, Sister Hale is going to be attacked by 3 of these things. She's kind of surrounded there. We're going to resolve these one at a time because there's a lot of dice involved in this. We'll start with the one from in back of her. That is going to attack with 5 dice, 3+, 2 hit. And it has done 4 hits. 4 hits. Okay, she's going to try to defend those 4 hits. She also has a defense of 5+. She's defended 1. So 3 hits are going to get through on Sister Hale, and that's going to move her up to a total of 7 of 12. So we'll move her up to 7 of 12. That was the first attack. And I'm wondering if she should maybe cast her healing spell right now while she's got the chance. I think she will do that. She can do that at any time. So she's going to try to cast her faith healing spell. She has 2 faith tokens left. She's going to spend 1 of them and cast that. She needs to get a 6 or better. She's rolled a 10, so she successfully cast it, and she's going to heal D3 wounds on herself. She rolls a 3, so she's able to repair 3 out of 7, moves her back down to 4. So we'll mark her with 4 wounds. She has 1 faith token left, but you can only cast that spell once per turn, so that faith healing spell is inverted. She can't use that anymore this turn. Now the next attack will come through from the side. Another 5 dice attack, hitting on 3+. And it's done 2 strangles, or ensnares. 2 ensnares and 1 standard hit against her. She's going to attempt to defend those. Here is her defense roll. She's defended 2 of them. She's going to defend both of the ensnares, and only 1 is going to get through for 1 point of damage. That'll move her up to 5 wounds out of 12. That was pretty lucky. All right, she's going to have to endure 1 more attack, this time from the front. 5 dice attack, hitting on 3+. and it has done 3 hits. She will attempt to defend the 3 hits. Okay, here's her roll. She's defended none of them, so she's going to be taking 3 damage, moving her up to 8 of 12. All right, we'll mark her at 8 of 12. That completes the attacks on Sister Hale. Now we have 2 attacks against Hana Okabe. And we'll start with the one from the side, doing a 5-point attack. 5 dice attack, 3 plus. And it has done 4 hits on her, 2 of which are ensnares. All right, she gets to roll 4 dice. Her defense is a 3 plus though. And she's defended 3 out of the 4, so she'll get rid of the 2 6s, obviously. And only 1 hit will get through, and that will cause her 1 point of damage. We'll mark her accordingly. She's at 1 of 11. Now the one from the back will attack. And we'll see what the damage is. Okay, here's the 5 dice attack. And they've done a total of 3 hits. She will attempt to defend the 3. 3 plus. And she's defended 2 out of the 3, so she's going to take 1 more wound. She's at 2 of 11. That's going to complete the Strangler's activation, and finally Sister Hale will activate for movement. We'll have her roll a die for move. She rolls a 5. Okay, she's got 5 movement points. We'll see if she can escape the clutches of the Stranglers. Now, unfortunately, the escape roll is a 6 plus, so it's pretty tough. They got all those arms. And she failed, so she'll have to stay where she is. And let's see what the possibilities are for her. Well, she starts out by getting all of her faith tokens back. She's already used her faith healing. I'm wondering if she should attempt that ruin judgment. And she really can't. It's got to be done with an enemy that just took a wound. So I guess she's going to start out with a melee attack. She has a combat strength of 3. She hits on a 4 plus, and she's going to be using her holy book. So she'll be rolling 3 dice, hitting on a 4 plus. She's got 3 hits. One of them is a critical. That is outstanding. All right. Well, I think she is going to apply the critical hit to the Strangler in back of her. We'll see how much damage she can do. These things have a health of 3. Here's the roll. She's rolled a 3 and she's killed the Strangler. That's going to award her 25 XP. All right, now she is going to apply, that one is done, she'll apply this one to that creature. And it has a defense of 2 now. Okay, here is the damage roll. She rolls a 2, minus 2 is nothing. She has 1 successful hit left. She'll try applying it to the same creature. And here's the damage roll, minus 2. She rolls a 4, minus 2 is 2. So that creature is going to take 2 damage. All right. That completes her melee attacks. And I think she's going to spend 1 faith token, and she's going to attempt to cast this cure blessing. Has a range of 6. Choose a hero within your range, and she can heal D3 sanity. So let's try that. Now this has a casting level of 9 plus, so that's a little tougher. She'll try it. She rolls an 11, so she's successful. She can heal anybody of D3 sanity. And the worst damaged is Silas Barrow. He has 10 sanity damage, so we'll do it. We'll apply it to him, D3 sanity. And he can heal 2, so that'll bring him down from 10 down to 8 of 14. All right, we'll mark him at 8 of 14. She's cast her cure for the turn. And I think that's all that she is going to do. Let's make sure we haven't missed anything here. No, we haven't. So that's going to bring the round to a close. And we'll start out with another Hold Back the Darkness roll. We need an 8+. We rolled a 5. We've failed, and the darkness marker will move up now to 9. All right. Now they're going to activate in order, beginning with the Void Spiders. Well, the Void Spiders are going to deploy equally. It's only going to be able to reach between the 2 characters. They won't be able to get past this area. So we'll have one of the Void Spiders attack Sister Hale. Another one will attack Hana. Now we got 3 left to deploy. We can get one in here to attack her. 1, 2 would move there first. Then this one would attack her. So we've got 1, there's 2 attacking her, another one that way. And I guess that's more than 50% that would qualify, so she's going to have quite a few attacks against her with the Void Spiders. All right. We'll start out with the 2 attacks on Sister Hale. All right. The Void Spiders have a combat level of 3 because of the power of the Void, so they'll be rolling 6 dice for both of the attacks. They hit on a 4+. Okay, they have done 2 hits, 3 hits. 3 hits. Okay. She can defend those 3 with the defense roll, 5+. She's defended none of them, so she's going to be taking 2, 4, 6 wounds. Uh-oh. 6 and 8 is 14. That's going to KO her. So she is going to have to employ the Revive token. That is going to reset sanity and wounds to 0, and it does give her a grit token as well. So we'll give her a grit. All right, that completes the attack on Sister Hale. Now we've got a total of 3 attacks on Hana Okabe. So they'll be rolling 9 dice. Okay, 9 dice. And they're going to be hitting on a 4+. Okay, they have done a total of only 2 hits, believe it or not. Okay, so these other dice are misses. She can attempt to defend those 2 hits with a 3+ defense. She's defended both, so no damage to Hana. That is great. That will finish up with the Void Spiders, and now we will activate the Gunslinger, Silas Barrow. All right, Silas is going to roll for movement. He rolls a 2. Okay, let's see if he can escape from that strangler. He needs to get a 6 or better to escape. And he missed, so he's going to have to stay where he is. And he will open up with his pistol. Has a range of 6, 2 shots. He hits on a 3+. Here's the roll. He's rolled 2 hits. And we have to apply it to the creature adjacent to us to start out with. So he will apply that hit there. The creature has a defense of 2. Here's the roll. He rolls a 2. -2 is 0. I guess he's going to use one of his Deadeye shots, giving it +2 damage, and that creature will take 2 wounds. We'll do it that way. He has 3 Deadeye shots remaining. He'll apply his second hit to that creature, and we'll see how much damage he can do. -2. 4 minus 2 is 2. That's 4 hits total, and that's enough to kill the Strangler with a health of 3. So he's going to earn himself 25 XP. All right, that is going to end his activation. We'll move on to Hana Okabe. She's pretty much boxed in there. She has 1 Fury token. So I'm wondering, I think we'll start out with her launching an attack with her katana. Melee attack, she has combat of 2. She hits on a 3+. Let's start with that. She rolls 2 misses. That is not good. All right. Well, I don't know if the Fury token is going to help that much because that's only going to do 1 point of damage. It's not enough to kill any of those. So I think that is going to end her turn. And now the Stranglers are going to activate. And before Hannah ends her turn, before we move on to the Stranglers, I am going to use the Fury tokens because it's a pretty innovative way to get away from these Stranglers. Now, the Stranglers are a medium-sized enemy. They can't move through other models. So we're going to use the Fury token against that Void Spider. Puts her here. She can dismount to any vacant space, and she's going to go here. Those Stranglers will not be able to reach her. We're going to do 1 point of damage to that Void Spider. She spent the Fury. We'll put 1 wound on that creature. That's an innovative way to get rid or to get out of the range, in this case, of that Strangler. Now the Stranglers are going to activate. All right, these 2 Stranglers are committed. These are uncommitted, but they can't move through. So all they can do is move up as close as they can get. That's it. So Sister Hale will have to undergo 2 Strangler attacks. All right, they are going to be attacking each with 5 dice. So we'll give them 5 attack dice. We'll start out with the one from the side, and it is going to hit on a 3+. Okay, it has done 2 hits. We'll see if she can defend those. 5+ defense. She's defended both. Amazing. All right, so that's the first attack. Next one will come from the front. 5 dice. And it has done 3 hits this time. See if she can defend those. She's defended 1, so 2 hits will get through, causing her 2 wounds. And we'll mark her accordingly. All right, that is the extent of the Stranglers. We'll move on to Sister Hale herself, and we'll see if she can roll for movement. First of all, she rolls a 1, and that's going to get her a grit. That is awesome. We'll give her a grit token. That's her second grit. All right. Now, she is going to, well, I think I'll just leave her where she is. She is going to launch a melee attack with 3 dice. That is her combat level. She hits on a 4+. Let's try that. She has no hits. So I'm going to use a grit token and have her re-roll those. Okay. And she's done 2 hits. Okay, that's better. All right, we're going to apply one of the hits to the wounded Strangler. Defense -2. She rolls a 1. Okay, we'll try the next hit against that creature. -2. She rolls a 5. 5 minus 2 is 3, and that's more than enough to kill the Strangler, earning her 25 XP. Now she has 2 faith tokens remaining, and I'm wondering, if we should try to cast that ruin judgment. We have a wounded model that happened during the turn, and that would take a single hit that does a number of wounds equal to its defense. Well, that won't help. The thing has a defense of 0, so I guess she won't do that. So I think instead she is going to use one of her faith tokens to cast her faith healing spell. She needs to get a 6 or better for the casting roll. Here's the roll. She rolls a 6, so she'll get a D3 worth of healing. Here's the D3. She rolls a 2, and that's just enough to heal the 2 wounds that she has. That's great. And that's going to bring her turn to a close. We're at the end of the round now. Okay, we will hold back the darkness. Here is our hold back the darkness roll. We rolled a 6. We failed, so that's going to move the darkness up to 10, and we're going to have to undergo another darkness card. Let's see what this one is. Okay, this time the darkness card is Forces Beyond Control. Immediately draw and play 1 darkness card for each hero in the posse. Whoa. All right. Well, we will do that. Here's the next darkness card. This one will be for Sister Hale. Sinister Legions. All construct enemies are +1 combat and +1 defense. None of our enemies are constructs, so that one won't apply. Next card will be for Silas Barrow, and he gets Flood of Bats. A black tide of bats pours through the cavern, engulfing the heroes and passing by. Each hero takes 2 horror hits, gains 10 XP, and must then pass a Strength 4+ test or lose a Darkstone. Okay. Each hero. All right. So we'll start out with Silas. He's going to take 2 horror hits. He can defend those with willpower. He has a willpower of 4+. He's defended both. Okay. He has to pass a Strength 4+ test, otherwise he loses a Darkstone. And he has Darkstone. His strength is a 2. We need to get a 4+. He's done it, so he won't lose anything. Now, Sister Hale is going to take 2 horror hits. Her willpower is 3+. And she's passed 1 of them, so she's going to take 1 sanity damage. That's going to move her sanity up to 1 of 11. She has no Darkstone. Okay, so we'll go on to Hana Okabe. She's going to take 2 horror hits. Her willpower is 4+. She's defended none of them, so she's going to take 2 horror hits. That's going to move her up to a total of 10 sanity damage. We'll mark her with 10. She does have Darkstone. She has a strength of 3. So I will have her make a roll. 4+. She's failed, so she's going to lose a Darkstone. I wonder if we should have her use a potion. I think I will. I'll have her spend a potion. That'll give her +2 to her strength. So we'll try it. 2 more rolls. Needs a 4. She's done it, so she won't lose the Darkstone at least. That's great. Okay, so we've gone through all of that. Now we have 1 more card to resolve, and this one will be for Hana. Another darkness card. And this one is Terror from Beyond. Unspeakable evil lurks in the shadows that lay beyond the lighted gate. Ambush attack. 1 night terror, or D3 night terrors for 5 to 6 heroes. All right, I've got to get a night terror out. All right, so a night terror is coming on the board. Let's take a look at the night terrors. It has an initiative of 3. It's large, and it has terror 2. A hero starting their activation on the same map tile takes 2 horror hits. It has a melee of 5+, 4 combat, 4 damage, defense of 3 with 12 health. Okay, we've got to find out now This is an ambush attack, so that thing is going to have an initiative of 5 during the first round. So let's find out who he's going to be attacking first of all. So we'll get our discs out, give those a shuffle up, and he's going after Hana Okabe. Okay, so he is going to ambush her. All right, let's take a look at the initiative track and update that. All right, the Night Terror starts at an initiative of 3, but because this is an ambush, it has +2 during the first round, so it's going to move up to 5, and it will activate ahead of Hana for this turn. So we will begin by activating the Void Spiders. All right, so the Void Spiders have no option other than to go after Hana. All right, so she's going to have 3 spiders against her and 2 against Sister Hale. We'll resolve the 3 attacks on Hana Okabe. Void Spiders have a combat level of 3 each, so that's a total of 9 dice. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They hit on a 4+. Okay, they've done quite a few hits. They have done a total of 6 hits, it looks like. That's what it is, 6 hits. Okay. She can defend those with a 3+. And she's defended 4 of them. So 2 are going to get through, causing her 4 damage. That'll move her up to a total of 6 wounds. So we'll mark her with 6 wounds. Now we've got 2 Void Spiders attacking Sister Hale. So they'll be rolling 6 dice for this, hitting on a 4+. It's a cocked die. And they've done a total of 3 hits. See if she can defend those. Okay. She defends on a 5+. She's defended none of them, so she's going to be taking 2, 4, 6 wounds. 6 out of 12. And we'll mark her with 6 damage. This isn't going very well. Okay, that completes the Void Spiders. Next up is our gunslinger, Silas Barrow. He's going to roll for movement. He rolls a 5. All right. So I think he will move up 5, or as much as he can. 1, 2, 3. He'll move up there. He didn't begin his turn on the same map tile with the Void Spider. So I almost wonder if he'd be better off moving 1, keeping 1 back. I think so. We'll keep him there. Now he's going to unload with his pistol. He has 2 shots. 2 shots. He hits on a 3+. He's got 1 critical hit. And I think he's going to apply that to the Strangler 2 spaces away. Let's see how much damage he can do. Creature has a health of 3. He's done it. He's got a 4 that will kill the Strangler, earning him 25 XP. All right, that is going to complete his turn. And we'll move on now to the Night Terror. The Night Terror is already committed to Hana Okabe. That creature does combat level of 4. Now that's a demon, so it's going to actually get +1 for the demonic force. It's going to be rolling 5 combat dice against her. It hits on a 5+ though. All right, here's the attack from the Night Terror. All right, it has done 3 hits to her. 3 hits. Let's see if she can defend those. She has a 3+ defense. She's defended 2 of them. So 2 of these are absorbed. 1 is going to get through for a total of 4 damage. It's going to move her up from 6 up to 10 wounds. 10 wounds out of 11. Not good. Okay, that is the Night Terror's activation. We'll move on to Hana herself. And she's going to start out by using her katana. We'll see if we can get her some fury tokens. She has a melee 2-hit of 3+. First she has to roll for movement. She rolls a 5. Okay, she's got 5 movement points. Now she's starting in the same tile as the Night Terror, so she takes 2 horror hits. We got to do that first. She has 5 movement. Let's see if she can defend the horror hits. She has a 4+ willpower. She stopped 1, so she's going to take 1 sanity damage. That's going to move her up from 10 to 11 of 14. Now she has 5 movement points, and she's going to have to attempt a escape roll. The highest escape level is 4+ with the void spiders. So let's see if she is capable of that at least. She cannot, so she's going to have to stay where she is. She'll open up with her katana. 2 dice, 3+. She's got 2 hits. All right, so what do you do? Well, I think she's going to apply these to the spiders. She'll apply the first one to that spider. Has no defense. It has already 1 wound. Here's the damage. She's done 4 damage. That will kill the spider, earning her a fury token and 10 XP. Okay, that was the first attack. Second attack, she will apply to that spider. See how much damage she can do. 1. So that creature will take 1 damage. And that's it. She has no grit. She has 1 fury token. I think she's going to use it. That'll get her out of the way at least. A little bit. I guess she will use it. She's going to use her fury token, moving into this space with that spider. She'll exit over here, causing another wound to that spider. That's 2 out of 3. And we said moved her out of the proximity of that Night Terror. Okay, I think that's going to end her turn. We'll move on now to the Stranglers. All right, the Stranglers are going to activate. Okay, we'll find out where the targets for these Stranglers are. There's 2 Stranglers, so we'll mix up our discs and pick one. This will be the target. It's going to be Hana. Okay, so that Strangler will move 1, 2, 3, 4 and attack her. We've got 2 left. Let's see who it's going to attack. It's going to attack Sister Hale. So that thing will move 1, 2, 3, 4 and attack her. Okay, we'll resolve the attack against Sister Hale. That creature is going to do a total of 5 combat dice, and it hits on a 3+. It has the ensnare ability as well. Okay, it has done 3 hits to her. See if she can defend it. Defense of 5+. She's defended all of them, believe it or not. 2 6s and a 5, so no damage to Sister Hale. Now, this is a problem. Hana Okabe is going to be attacked by a strangler here. 5 dice, it hits on a 3+. And it has done a total of 4 hits to her. She's only got 1 hit point left. Not good. She has to defend 4 of those. She has a 3+ defense. If she doesn't defend all of them, she is going to be KO'd. And she's defended 3 out of the 4. 1 is going to get through for 1 damage. It's going to be 11 damage points on her. And that's going to KO her. That's bad. So we're going to get a KO'd hero token to place there. So we'll place a KO'd hero in that space. And Hana is down for the count. That is bad. All right, now Sister Hale is going to activate for movement. She rolls a 2. We'll see if she can escape from that strangler. She needs to get a 6 or better. Nope. So she's got to stay where she is. She'll launch her 3-point combat attack. See what she gets. Okay, I noticed one thing. When that large Night Terror came on the board, Sister Hale has this broken arrowhead. It says heal 2 wounds or sanity, any mix, whenever a large size or bigger enemy is placed on the board. So I'm going to use that. I should have used it when it came out, but that's close enough. She's going to heal 2 wounds. That'll move her down from 6 wounds down to 4. So we'll mark her with 4. Now she has to also undergo the horror hits from the Night Terror. I forgot about that. So she's taking 2 horror hits. She'll defend those with a 3+. She defended 1, so she's going to take another sanity damage, moving her up to 2 of 11. Now, Sister Hale will launch her 3-point combat attack. She has 1 grit. She also has all of her faith tokens, too. She's done 2 hits. All right, 2 hits. And I don't know what is the best bet here. I guess to try to take those void spiders out would be the best. Those are the easiest. They have no defense. I'll apply 1 of the hits to that void spider there. We'll see how much damage she does. It has no defense. She does 1 damage. Okay. And I'll apply the other hit to this void spider. See how much damage she can do there. She does 4. That's enough to kill it. That'll earn her 10 XP. And she's killed 1 void spider. All right. Now she's going to attempt to cast her faith healing. She's going to spend 1 faith token. And she needs to roll a casting value of 6 or better. She's rolled a 5, so we'll spend an extra faith token to bring that up to 6. And then she gets D3 healing, either her or Silas. Okay, here's the D3 roll. 3 points of healing. Okay, I guess she'll heal 3 from herself. Brings her to 1 wound out of 12. And she has 1 faith token left. That is enough to attempt to cast the cure. Not enough for the ruin. So I guess she'll try it. She'll spend the 1 faith token and attempt to cast the cure spell. She needs to get 9 or better. And she's failed, so nothing there. All right, faith tokens are gone. And that brings the end of the round to a close. We're going to update our initiative track. The Night Terror will go back to its normal number of 3. And we will hold back the darkness for another round. Okay, so we're going to hold back the darkness in 8. Rolled a 4, we failed, and that is going to bring out a Growing Dread card now. This is not looking good. Okay, the Growing Dread card. Let's see what this one is. And it is terrible dread. The darkness ahead creeps its way into your mind and soul. The darkness moves one step forward on the depth track. If this moves it onto a blood splatter or a growing dread space, every hero takes a corruption. Well, it won't. It'll move it up to 12, though. Up to 12. So that one wasn't too bad. And now the Void Spiders are going to activate. All right, the first Void Spider is going to move and attack Silas. It has 2 wounds on it. This one is going to move and attack Sister Hale. All right, so we'll take care of the first Void Spider attack on Silas. It has a combat level of 3. It hits on a 4+. And it's done 2 hits. Okay, let's see if he can defend those. He has a 5+ defense. He's defended none of them, so he's going to take 4 damage. 4 and 2 is 6 of 10. Okay, he's at 6 of 10. And now 2 attacks on Sister Hale. So it'll be a total of 6 attack dice. Okay. And they hit on a 4+. It's a cocked die. Okay, they've done a total of 2 hits. Let's see if she can defend those. She's defended neither of them. She's going to take a total of 4 damage. That'll move her up to 5 wounds. This is not looking good, especially with the appearance of that Night Terror. Okay, the Void Spiders are done. Now the Gunslinger is going to activate for movement. Okay, we'll have him roll a die for movement. He rolls a 2. All right, he's not on the same map tile as the Night Terror, so he doesn't have to worry about the terror value. I guess he can attempt to escape. We'll try it. He needs to get a 6, because that's the escape value of the Strangler. He didn't do it, so he'll have to stay where he is, and he'll open up with his pistol. 2 shots, 3+. He's got 2 critical hits. That's amazing. All right. Well, he has to apply them to start out with against adjacent targets. So he'll apply it against that Strangler to start out with. No defense because it's a critical hit. Here's the damage roll. It does 1 damage. Oh boy. I guess he'll apply the other one to it. Here's the other damage roll. 4. It's enough to kill it. Okay, so that thing is killed. Earns him another 25 XP. And we'll give him that. All right, and his activations are done. I've got to remember to start using his cigars for sure. Okay, so his activation is done. Now the Strangler will activate, and it can only reach Sister Hale. It can't reach the other target, so it'll move up and attack her. It has a combat strength of 5, and it hits on a 3+. Oh boy. It's done 4 hits, of which 2 are ensnares. So we'll see if she can defend these. She has a defense level of 5+. She's defended 1 of them. She'll take out the ensnare. So she's going to be taking, now the ensnare counts as 3 hits each. So that would be the equivalent of another 3 hits for that thing. So she's going to be taking a total of 5 hits, and that does 5 damage to her. That's going to move her up to 10 of 12. All right. The stranglers are done. We'll move on now to the night terror. The night terror is a large creature, so it can plow right through. It has a movement of 5. So let's see what it's going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would scatter that thing, pushing it out. The night terror will move there, and we'll have to see who it's going to target. Okay, we'll get out our gunslinger and our nun tokens. Mix those up. See who it's going to target. It's going to target the gunslinger. All right. That creature is going to do 5 combat dice, hitting on a 5+. Here's the attack against Silas. Okay, it has done 1 hit. 1 hit on Silas. We'll see if he can defend it. And I'm going to use his cigars if we have to. Here's the defense roll, 5+. He's done it. He's defended it. That is great. Okay, so that finishes the Night Terror's activation. We'll move on to Sister Hale. She is going to roll for movement. She rolls a 5. There's no place for her to move to. Okay, she'll launch her attack, melee attack, with her Holy Book. She hits on a 4+. She has no hits. I guess she'll spend the grit and re-roll those. She has 1 hit. Okay, 1 hit. I guess she'll apply it to the wounded spider, and we'll see how much damage she can do. Has no defense. 5, that's enough to kill it. That'll earn her 10 XP. We'll give her 10. And that's about all she can do. She can use her faith tokens, and she'll attempt to do a faith healing. It has a casting level of 6. She's done it, so she can heal D3 wounds, her or an adjacent. Okay, here's the D3 roll. She heals 3, so I guess she's going to heal that from herself, moving her down from 10 down to 7. We'll mark her with 7 wounds. All right. I think those wounds were attached to that spider. Yep, that's what it was. Okay, that is going to bring the round to a close, and we have to make a decision here. I just don't think we can do it. That Night Terror has a health of 12, and we're in really bad shape. The most that we can heal is D3 wounds per turn. I hate to do it, but I think we're going to have to escape the mine. Next on the death track will be another darkness card if we fail the roll. I think we're going to have to escape. So we're going to flee the mine, and we'll take care of the post-mortem on this in a moment. Now, if Hannah was not KO'd, she has that Code of Honor ability. She can't voluntarily flee from the mine, but she's KO'd. So we are going to flee, and that means that all the characters that are not KO'd are going to escape, and we'll have to go through our post-mission operations, and we've failed the mission. All right, folks. Well, I'm very disappointed that we couldn't complete this mission. We had a good chance leading up to drawing that darkness card that issued 3 additional darkness cards, 1 for each of our heroes. That brought in the Night Terror, and that changed everything. So we're going to go through our post-mortem here. The posse members that are still conscious have managed to flee the mine, and we're going to go through the 12.05 healing at the end of a mission step. For new viewers, we do this a little differently with the campaign rules. And the campaign rules that I've developed, we carry damage and sanity damage across the missions. You don't get all of it back at once. Each of our conscious heroes, we're going to get D6 worth of healing, either wound or sanity damage. We'll start with Silas Barrow. He rolls a 2, so I guess he will take 2 points, 1 point each of wound damage and 1 point of sanity damage. We'll do it that way. Next is Sister Hale. She gets a D6. She rolls a 2. I guess she'll take 2 wound damage off, moving her down to 5 of 12. Now we will take care of Hana Okabe. She is KO'd, so she's going to get 2d6 worth of healing, wounds or sanity damage. She rolls 9. Okay, well, I guess we'll get rid of 6 wound damage. I'm not sure here. Yeah, 6 wound damage and 3 sanity damage. That'll move her down from 11 down to 8. 8 sanity damage. All right, so she's still in pretty bad shape, but she is now conscious. Now she has to roll on the injury chart. I'll bring up the injury chart, and we're going to make a 2d6 roll and find out what happened to her. Here is the roll. She rolls a 2. Ripped apart. You are torn in pieces or crushed beyond recovery. It is a sad day when the hero falls. Your hero is dead. Oh my goodness. So the brave Hana Okabe, our wandering samurai, is beyond repair. She's been ripped apart. So Sister Hale says a prayer over the remains of Hana. Silas starts to dig a grave, and they bury their brave friend. So we've removed all of the statistics from Hana Okabe's status board, and the woes of the posse are not over. Once they collect themselves, they are going to return into the town. Incidentally, both of our survivors also recovered a grit as a part of that healing process. So our surviving posse members returned to the town, and they discovered the following. If the mission has failed, the beasts burst from the well and overrun the town of Stone's Crossing. Roll a d6 for each building. On a result of 1 to 4, the building is destroyed but may be rebuilt. In addition, each hero takes d3 corruption and must roll on the madness table due to the vast human carnage they find in the streets. Okay, we'll start with a roll for the saloon. Roll is a 2, and it's been destroyed. We'll go next with the gambling hall. That has been destroyed. The street market. That one survived at a 6. And finally, the mutant quarter. That one survived as well. So we've lost 2 buildings. And now we are going to be taking D3 corruption hits. D3 corruption hits. All right. We will start with Silas Barrow. He takes 3 corruption hits. We'll see if he can avoid those. He has a willpower of 4+. And he's avoided 2, so he's going to take 1 corruption point, moving his corruption up to 2. All right. Then we'll see how many Sister Hale is going to take. She takes 1 corruption hit. We'll see if she can avoid that with a willpower of 3+. And she does, so no further corruption. But now each of the heroes are going to have to make a roll on the madness chart. And here's the roll for Sister Hale. She rolls a 5, and it's coming for you. How does it know your name? You can hear it calling you in the dark. What does it want? Whenever the hold back the darkness roll is failed, including doubles that would fail, you take D3 sanity damage, ignoring willpower. Okay, so she has it's coming for you. And I've created these little cards for myself to chart madness and injuries. So we'll give that to Sister Hale. Next is the madness roll for Silas Barrow. He rolls a 9, and it's hallucinations. You can no longer trust what you see as shadows and tendrils of darkness writhe in every corner of your eye. Anytime you would draw a loot card, roll a d6 on a 1, you instead take a sanity damage, ignoring willpower as you recoil from the hideous visions. Okay, so Silas is going to take the hallucinations. All right. Well, our 2 posse members ended up with the following. Sister Hale has 280 XP, $485 in cash. Silas Barrow has 410 XP and $365 in cash with 2 Darkstone. So the posse is going to undertake a town stay in Stone's Crossing, the beleaguered town of Stone's Crossing, and then we'll see what happens. And we'll begin the town stay with a daily events draw. We're in a hustle and bustle town, so we're going to have to resolve 2 of these. Here's the first one, and that is market prices down. Town daily event. Time has passed since the last demonic attack, and everyone is a little more at ease. All prices in town today are minus $10 to a minimum of 10. All right, so we'll leave that out on our stand. And now we have to resolve 1 more. This one is Killer on the Loose. Okay, let's take a look at that. Okay, Killer on the Loose. Every few days, another murder victim is found. At the end of each day in town, roll 3 dice. If any doubles are rolled, the killer has struck again. Every hero in town takes 2 horror hits that do 2 sanity damage each, and the darkness marker is moved 1 space forward on the town event track. If triples are rolled, the killer attacks one of the heroes instead. 1 random hero takes 2d6 wounds, ignoring defense. If KO'd by this, the hero is killed. Wow. At the start of each day in town, any hero may hunt for the killer. Make a cunning 6+ test. For each 6+ rolled, gain 10 XP and place a wound marker on this card. If there are ever 5 or more wounds here, the killer is caught. Discard the card, and the hero that placed 1 or more wounds here gains 40 XP. Roll 1 extra die for the killer at the end of each day in town for every wound marker currently here. All right, I don't think we'll be staying in Stone's Crossing for very long. So we'll place that card on our rack, and that covers our daily events. We'll select our lodging now. And both of our characters are going to stay in hotel. Now, that prices are $10 less than normal, so we'll only be paying $10 for the rooms. Next, we can make our town visits. And I think rather than making town visits, we're going to rest, and each character will be able to recover D3 wounds or sanity. I think that makes the most sense. We're going to be leaving this town, that's for sure. Silas will go first. He gets D3 healing. Rolls a 3, so I guess we're going to get rid of 2 sanity damage and 1 wound. So that'll put him down to 4 wounds. So we'll mark him with 4 wounds. And now Sister Hale is going to rest as well. She rolls a 1, so I guess we'll heal 1 wound, moving her down to 4. And that's going to be it for their visiting locations. Now we get to draw a rumor token. And we'll find out what rumors are circulating around the town. This time we draw no useful leads. Okay, so there's nothing of any value floating around the town. That token will be placed back into the supply. And finally, we make our end of day roll, and we've continued on from our previous visit, so we're looking for a result greater than 2. Otherwise, there will be a town event. Result is a 3, so we're good. We'll move that up to a 3. And now we have to deal with this killer on the loose. At the end of each day in town, we have to roll 3 dice. All right. We don't want doubles, or for sure we don't want triples. So here's the roll. And we've rolled doubles. Okay, doubles are rolled. And it says every hero in town is going to take 2 horror hits that do 2 sanity damage each. And the darkness marker is moved a space forward, so it's up to 4 now. Now we have to use our willpower to stop these hits of sanity. We'll start with Sister Hale. She has a willpower of 3+. She stopped both of them, so she'll take no horde hits. That's good. And now Silas Barrow will use his willpower of 4+. He stopped 1. 1 gets through, and he's going to take 2 sanity damage, moving him up to 7 of 14. And lastly, we have to decide if we're going to stay or ride out, and we are definitely getting out of Dodge, as it were. And before we leave town, we have one last function to perform, and that's a part of my campaign rules. It's 12.13, Death of a Posse Member. On rare occasions, a posse member may be suddenly and permanently removed from the campaign. This occurs usually as a result of an encounter gone bad or a failed skill check during the resolution of a travel hazard. In some game situations, the body of a dead posse member can be brought back to a church in town and resurrected for a fee. However, there are those rare times when a hero cannot be resurrected. Roll on the table below when the posse undertakes its next town stay. So we're going to make a d6 roll. I'll bring up the hero epilogue chart, and we'll see what happens. We're going to make a d6 roll. The result is a 6. 1 minute you are here, the next you are not. Your memory lives on with the remaining posse members for a time, but with the passing days you become nothing more than a distant memory, lost to the ages. The posse must conduct a successful NPC interaction to replace the lost hero, ending the interaction on a 4+ space of the interaction track. All right, so that is the epilogue of Hana Okabe. And so we head to the campaign map. Our posse is going to be riding out of Stone's Crossing, and we have to figure out what we're going to do. There's 3 missions on the board, 2 basic missions and a Caverns of Cinder mission, but we're really not in any shape to undertake a mission at this point, so I think we are going to travel to a nearby town and get kind of resupplied and healthied up a bit. I think it would make the most sense for us to head out to the town of Lestina. Puts us a little closer towards a basic mission, and we can maybe resupply there. So I think our posse is going to head out going northwest along a recognized trail, and we'll see what happens with that. We'll go to our overland movement stage. And so our beleaguered posse is going to head out on the road. This will be our first overland travel for the campaign. I'm going to elect Sister Hale as the guide, and Silas Barrow will follow behind in the posse box. We have a supply level of moderate. That gives us a D8. We'll be traveling along a gray path, which is going to be a rail line or well-traveled trail. We've selected our guide, and she's going to set a pace of normal. So we'll use a normal pace. We're going to make our supply check now. So we're going to roll our D8, and on the result of 1 or 2, we're going to lose a supply level. Here's the roll. We've rolled an 8, so we're in good shape with the supplies. Next, we make our travel hazard roll. We're going to be rolling on the gray column, and we get a +1 because both of our posse members are mounted. And so we'll make a D8 roll +1, and we'll check our travel hazard chart. We rolled a 5 that's modified to a 6. A 6 is no hazard, so we'll safely arrive in the town of Lestina. And so our posse manages to travel across that path, and we arrive in the town of Lestina. That is a general town, and I think when we resume our Alone in the Shadows of Brimstone campaign, we'll start by rolling up the town of Lestina. We'll see if there is a specialty associated with the town, and we'll continue the campaign from there. And so I'm going to bring this episode to a close. And I have to say, folks, I am just astonished at the lack of luck that I have in Alone in the Shadows of Brimstone. I just cannot believe that I rolled a 2 on that injury chart roll. A 1 in 36 chance, and it comes up and I lose a character. I just cannot believe it. I'm going to open up the comments section, and I will be curious to read what you think about this campaign so far, and if you can offer me any advice into how we should proceed. So I thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again on the channel in the future. Now, we're probably going to take a short break from Alone in the Shadows of Brimstone. I've got a new game on order that I'd like to bring to the channel, and I'll probably be purchasing some additional games with our Black Friday sales that are going on. So we're going to take a short break from Shadows of Brimstone, and we will return with this posse starting in Lestina. So thanks very much for watching, and I hope you are enjoying this. It's just too bad that we had to experience that devastating loss, but that's what happens. So until next time, this is Keith from the Solo Gamers Club signing off and wishing everyone a pleasant evening. Good night.